In this video, I'm going to tell you how to substitute integers, okay? So substitution is simply when we replace pronumerals, which are letters, with numbers, and they're always going to tell us what to replace with. So just think of substitution as basically swapping. So look here, it says x equals 5. So what is 7 plus x? So you write it out, equals 7 plus 5. It's as simple as that, okay? So 7 plus 5, we know, is 12. Okay. Now, the next one, x equals 2. 10, take x. So it's just 10 take away 2, which equals 8. Cool. So let's look at some examples. And these examples, I've taken them exactly from your textbook, so they're very similar. Okay, so if you can follow along with me, you'll be able to do them just fine. So we have to read the question carefully. If A equals 3 and B equals -2, evaluate the following. So one thing you need to keep in mind is whenever you see a number next to a pronumeral like this, it's actually the same as writing it as 5 plus 2 times A. It's exactly the same, okay, but it's just a shorter way. So let's write out our equation, our expression. So we've got 5 plus 2 times 3, because we said A equals -3, and that's what we're substituting, so we're swapping. So we need to use BODMAS to work these out, okay? So remember BODMAS, we have our acronym, brackets of division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. So you need to remember that. And also division and multiplication, it doesn't matter which order, and addition and subtraction, it doesn't matter which order. So you just work from left to right. So BODMAS tells us we need to firstly work out 2 times 3. So I'm going to write it out, 5 plus, and then the answer to 2 times 3, which is 6. And then 5 plus 6 is just 11, and that's our final answer, okay? Let's move on to the next one. So 7b, take 2. So remember, when we have 7b, it's the same as 7 times b, take 2. Now b, it tells us, is -2. So let's just write that out. 7 times -2, take 2. Again, we need to apply BODMAS here. And we need to first do our multiplication before we can do our subtraction. So +7 times -2. When we have a negative and a positive, it gives us a negative value. So -14. And then take away 2. So you can think of it like this, or you can work it from a number line. So you've got -$14 in your bank account. You take out $2, you now have -$16. And it's as simple as that, and that's your answer for this one. Let's do a few more. So -7 plus 5a. So we remember a equals 3, so let's write it out. -7 plus 5 times 3. So again, we need to use BODMAS, and you can guess that we need to do our multiplication first. So let's just write the first bit out, -7 plus 15. So you have -$7 in your bank account. I'm going to give you $15, so now you should have 8, okay? And you can also work that out on a number line. Let's move on to the next one. So 10 divided by b, take away 4. So b is -2. So 10 divided by -2, take 4. Okay, so again, BODMAS tells us division needs to be before this multiplication here. So 10 divided by 2 is 5, but we've got 10, which is a positive number, and 2, which is a negative. So when a negative and a positive number are divided, they give a negative, okay? So that rule should be in your book from the last few lessons. So the answer is -5, take 4. So you've got -$5 in your bank account. You're going to take out 4, and so now you've got -9. Let's do one more. So B, take away 6. So B is -2. -2 take away 6 equals, so you've got -$2 in your bank account, right? And you're going to take away, take away 6. So now you will have -$8. And you can also have a look at that on a number line if that helps. So now I'm going to do a few more, okay, and these are again like your textbook questions. If 3, so A is -3 and B is -2, evaluate. So equals -3, because A is -3, plus B, -2. Now remember I told you whenever you see two symbols together, you need to highlight them. I can see these two symbols are next to each other, so I'm going to highlight them. When a positive and a negative are next to each other, they fuse together to become negative. So then you end up having -3, take 2. So -3, take 2, you've got -$3 in your bank account. You're going to take away $2, so now you end up having -$5, okay? Let's do a harder one. So -7 times, because we're timesing, remember, if they're just next to each other, it's the same as the times. So -3 plus -2 plus 4. Now I can see some symbols, the positives and negatives next to each other, so I'm going to highlight them just quickly. Now, the first thing we need to do, remember, with BODMAS is to work out the multiplication, okay? So you first want to do -7 times -3. And remember that when you have two negative values and you multiply them together, you get a positive value. So you end up getting 21. Now, we don't need to write the positive in front. We just know that it's positive, okay? So now I'm going to do the rest of my equation. I'm just going to write it out so it's nice and clear. I've got two symbols together, so I'm going to highlight them. So this ends up becoming positive and negative is a -2 plus 4. We've got addition and subtraction now, and that means that they're with BODMAS, we actually can do them at the same level. So we're going to go from left to right. So we first quickly work out what is 21, take 2. That's 19. And then we add 4, okay? And that gives us 23, and that's our final answer. So 5b plus 2a. So b, so 5 times -2 plus 2 times -3. So with this one, we've got multiplication, so we're going to do the multiplication first. We've got two lots, but we're going to go from left to right, okay? So positive 5 times -2, when we have a negative and a positive, it gives us a negative value. So that ends up being -10. Then we've got plus positive 2 times -3. So again, positive and negative multiplied gives a negative. So you end up getting -6. Now can you see that there's two symbols together? So you're going to highlight them. Then you've got to change them. So you've got -10, positive and a negative fused together to give a negative. So then you've got negative $10 in your bank account, you're going to take away 6. So you end up having negative 16. Okay, and that's your final answer.